Hello there. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Happy Thursday afternoon. I am very excited because I have one of the funniest people in the whole wide world here today with me. And I'm not going to waste any time because we have a lot to share. We're not really sure how we're going to share it all, but we're going to find a way. So let's bring in Kelley. Mike, can you bring in Kelley? He wasn't even ready for me.
Yeah, I'm ready for you.
Kelley. Hi, Kelley.
Hello, hello. How are you, Jennifer and Mike?
I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here.
Thank
Can
you.
you introduce yourself and then
Yes,
tell everybody where they can find your stuff before we get started?
yes, I'm Kelley Cahoot. I work with Honeybee Stamps. I have been with the company for almost 8 years, so we're almost 10 years old. So it's been a long time. But I am the gal that does all of our live streams and product introduction videos and things like that on YouTube. So you can find us on the Honeybee Stamps YouTube channel, and then we do our live streams there as well. So
Awesome. And I did put in the YouTube description below at the bottom, it says videos mentioned or towards the bottom, and it has a link to where your lives are over in the Honeybee channel. And then it also has links to a lot of the lives you've done recently using products that we're going to be using today. So if people want to find that. And Kelley is great live. Tell them about your Monday night lives. What's special about that? I
Well,
love it.
I see some of my friends, and I told them last night. Actually, I said I need my friends to come chat with us.
Yeah.
But we have no makeup Monday over on
Wonderful.
the Honeybee Stamps Live, and so what you see from Kelley is what you get. So I'll be in my sweat top and my sweatpants, and my hair usually in some kind of mess, and then it is no makeup Monday, and we just craft and chat and have a ball.
That's awesome. Well, my rule every time I'm live is that I have pajama pants on. Every time. Today
Yes.
they're dog pajama pants. So that's my rule.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad you're here. So Kelley does great lives. They're well done. She does a lot. You do a live with almost every product Honeybee comes out with, don't you?
Yeah.
So you can see all of their products in action. Well,
Yes.
Kelley and I were actually together a few weeks ago, and we have been talking about going live together, and we finally made it happen. I'm excited.
Yes.
And Lisa, who also works with Honeybee, she's here in the comments. So we are going to be using a lot of their recent release because it is such a nostalgic, classic holiday release that is so much fun to play with. And I was wanting to use it right away. We were going to go live a couple weeks ago, and then it all sold out. So
Did.
we decided to delay it until it was back in stock. So
Yes.
that's good.
Yes.
So they are so kind over at Honeybee that they have some special free gifts. So let me show here the free gifts. So first of all, for this is exclusive to me or you, everybody watching, I should say. You get this paper pad and this gem pack free with any order. You got to use the code that's in the YouTube description below. But you can see this is called Pinstripes and Polka Dots Holiday, and this is my kind of pattern paper. It's like tone on tone, polka dots and stripes. So you see those cute little, I love the red. Look at that pinkish red. And then the other
Yes.
side is the pinstripes.
Yes.
And so it's 24 sheets and it's two-sided. And it's pretty heavy weight. It's 65 pounds, which is heavy. That's
It's a
nice.
great basic for the holidays. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I actually used pattern paper on almost all of my cards today. So that's another, because Honeybee has great pattern papers, so I tried to show some ways to use them. The other free gift you get is these Holiday Wishes gem stickers. So these have the adhesive on the back already, so they're quick to add. And so that is with any order you place, and you use the code in the description. And then they also always have, this is just a normal thing for you, right?
Yes.
You
Yes.
call this a freebie.
We call it a freebie. Yep.
So tell us about it.
Get it.
So this, with our Cozy Christmas release, well, we've done tags all year long. We've done like a little series of tags that have been fun and kind of coordinated with whatever the season is or whatever our release has been. And of course, we had to do something for the holiday. So we have this sweet little tag that is just not your normal shape. So it's going to be perfect for all of your holiday cookie gifts or your gift tags that go on all your packages. And then there are a couple of layering pieces. So there's a layering ribbon or a bow, and that little cross there, that is a fun little cross that you can make it look like a wrapped package, and you can just add the bow on top. And then we have a sweet little wreath that you can do in whatever color. And then there's also the little berries. There is the little reinforcer that goes around the circle there. And then if you want to use these die cuts on a card, there's also the little kind of faux hanger there, like the little twine or ribbon that you could use to
Oh,
hang it. So you can
so
actually
smart.
just, make a couple of cute little tags and put those on your cards, or you can hang twine from it and actually use it on your packages during the holidays.
So this is you automatically get free without a code, right? If you spend $100.
Yes, so it will
Okay.
automatically go into your cart. Once that threshold is reached, it lets the system know to add that into your package.
Okay. And it's while supplies last. And then don't you all have free US shipping at $100 too?
Yes, we do. Yep.
Okay. So with any order in the code, you get these free. And if you spend
Yes.
100 or more, you get this will automatically get added and you'll get free US shipping. So I just wanted to
Yes.
go over that first. Mike, can you scroll it? So at the top of my YouTube description, there is a link. It says for a visual supply list, go to, and there's a link that has the word live in it. I encourage you to click that open, and it will show all of the information on how to get these things free. And then below it will be thumbnails of everything we talk about today, so it's easier to find everything. I can't put it all in the description, plus it's really hard to find it all. So the thumbnails are really helpful. So click that. Throughout this, if we need to add anything to that list, Mike will add it and you'll just have to refresh the page. Can you buy the die if you don't meet the $100? Do you know, Kelley?
What we normally do is that is something that we kind of hold for the freebie right now, but we may release in the future. Is how
Gotcha.
we have done that in the past. Yes.
Great, great. So you have some samples there.
I do, just to show everybody how cute these are. So you can see when they're cut, you're going to get that sweet little shape. And I use some of our pattern paper as well. This is from our Gingerbread paper pad that has the cute little candy canes and things on it. And
Oh,
then
yes.
I just cut an extra for a white back. That way I could write my to from or whatever I need on that. And then this is how the little crossed ribbon goes, just like a little package. There's a layering bow
So
that's so
cute.
sweet that you could really use on any of your to go with your lovely layers florals, or really a cute little bow could go on anything. But that's how the little bow tag goes. And then there's the little wreath as well. Now there are some little berries that are included in that die set, but I chose to use I use the berries, but then I put glittery stickles, and because what better
Yeah.
way to pull out our shimmer and shine than during the holidays? And I've made mine. I'm a big gift tag maker during the holidays. I think that they're quick and easy, and it's something
Yeah.
simple we can all put together. And so I had a ball just making all sorts of little gift tags.
Some folks are saying the code is showing up invalid. So Lisa is
Lisa,
here.
yeah,
So
yes.
she'll handle it. So just hang tight. She'll handle it. The code is in the YouTube description, or if you click that live link, it'll be there. Let me show you. So I made something with the freebies. So I made this little guy, this little tag here, and I made it so it can open up. So you can write to Kelley from all of us. And this
I
I
love that.
used, that stripe is from that pinstripes and polka dots paper pad that is free with any order. And on this I added, look at that little horse. I think that is the cute, look at the detail Oh, I can't even hold it
Yes.
up there. I love that detail. So, oops, I made another one. I'm going to show you how I did that little fold really quickly. And you'll see it's kind of like the theme of what a lot of my card stays, creating these little flaps. So I wanted to show you first how I
Yes.
did this. Oh, look at you.
Well, I wanted to show
That's
because
awesome.
I geared mine more towards like a little girl baby
Yeah,
card because it could even go for a baby shower or something like that. The
for
cute little
real.
rocking
Yeah.
horse. And I love that yours is geared with the classic red and greens of the holidays.
Yeah. Yeah. And those are so fun to put together. So the
They're
die
really
set
fun.
even includes the dies to make these tiny little gold details. That's one of the things that I love about Honeybee dies is if you're like me and love to kind of get lost in assembling die cuts like a puzzle, they have amazing die sets for that, and you'll see that today. So let me show you how, real quick, how I did so you can open the tag up. I have just a folded piece of cardstock. Mine happens to be 80 pound, just so it's easier to die cut through. But I have a folded piece of cardstock, and all you have to do is put the top of the die hanging over the edge, as much as you want. It could be as little or as much as you want. It really doesn't matter. So this is the folded edge here. Let me run that through my die cut machine. I also cut the tag from pattern paper. This is from the North Pole padded paper set, which has, let's see if I can find it. I think I might have used it all. The plaid, which I'll show you in a moment. That
Yes.
plaid is so good.
It's so
All right.
good. And that's more of like our classic Christmas, just great. And then the gingerbread one is more
Yeah.
of like the playful colors.
Yep. So you get the playful, this is the playful gingerbread village. This is the more classic
Yes.
North Pole. And then the one you get free with that code is the the tone on tone stripes and dots. I even use that for like a gingerbread house, which you'll see later on. So I ran that through with this score line. So now I have this folded piece, and all you have to do is glue on the front of it another tag. And there you have a tag that can open up. So if you don't want to do if you want to put this on a gift and you don't want to do two front on the front or the back, you can make it so it opens and has it on the inside. And then all I have to do is glue this on, and we have
That's perfect.
something very similar to that.
I love those.
So one of the things that I think is nice about Honeybee die sets is they have, if you go to their website, they have these layering guides. It's right in the product description, and it'll pull up how to layer things. So like for this, these are all the dies, and you can go there and see exactly how to layer it and just follow along. And that is very helpful. But look at the details, like even the horse, I don't know if you can see, the horse has muscles. Let me see, let me hold it up. Let me see if I can hold it up on something here. Do you see the horse has muscles? Look at that.
Yes.
And the tail. Isn't that cute? All right, was Lisa able to figure it out? Do you know the code?
Let's see here. We'll see. And this is just an example. This is our little pedal car, but an example of the layering guide. And yours is going to be much prettier than I've just printed it out on printer paper. But it's super helpful when you go to know where everything goes. And it gives you step-by-step instructions.
And so do you just print that, or does it come with it? How does that work?
So this one I just printed out.
Okay.
But all of our customers will receive a really nice printed,
Okay.
really nice paper that will go in your package when you order. Just like that. Just like
Okay,
that
so
one
when you
just right
order a
there.
product, this comes with it.
Yes.
So this is also online. So I got the products without this, and so I found it online, but this is
Yes.
nice and thick and durable, so it will
is.
be good to keep on hand. And see how
That's
it just
what-
shows you exactly what to do.
Exactly. And that I always lose my layering guides because I just print them out or I toss them in the trash or save them on the computer or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's the nice thing too about having that PDF available on each product's page is you
Yep.
can just go in and click it and save it or print it out or whatever. If you're smart, like Jennifer here, who's put hers in her packaging, then you can just slip them in there and save the really nice ones.
Let's be clear. I'm not smart about everything. I'm a hot mess here. Okay. The next thing I wanted to show, and so what we're going to do here is we're kind of figuring this out as we go, right? Kelley has a ton of great card examples, and there are some products that I played with off screen just having fun a couple weeks ago, and I'm going to show you those completed cards, and then she's going to show you some too, and then we will get into making stuff. At the end, I'm going to show you some more things like that flip I just showed you, and then at the end, she has some ink blending tips because she's great at ink blending die cuts, and I'm going to do a stenciling thing. So we will be creating, but I'm going to start out by showing some things that I have done. Oh, Kelley's here too. Hi, Betsy. Hi, Kelley. Hi, Kathy. Welcome, everyone. Do you know, was Lisa able to figure out the code?
Emily, can you text her? I'm going to have Emily.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
I see she's in there, so.
Is it Lisa?
Yes. Yeah, that's,
Yes.
she works with Honeybee. So,
She says the code's fixed now.
the code is fixed now, and it's in the description. Now, one of the things that when I saw your release, this is what made me giddy. This is what made me giddy, is this window die set. So this is called the Lovely Layers window, and then there is the Lovely Layers window holiday add-on. So these can be used together. So you've done this, you have like a front porch, and you have a fireplace,
Yes.
and you now have the window, and then you do add-ons for the holidays. So they all work with that basic foundation, right?
Yes, ma'am. So, I
So-
have a, yes, you've got some pretty ones too.
No,
I
do you
can't wait to
have,
see 'em.
show me, let me see yours first. I want to see yours first.
Well,
show me
I
yours.
just did a holiday, and so I used the base of the window. So I like to call it the guts of things. That's probably not the proper
No,
term, but
that's okay.
So you're going to use your window. You can use the shutters or not. You can use the railing and the little like window box or not. But what I love about some of our add-ons is, and for example, the front porch as well, is you're going to get like a new door shape or you're going to get a new window shape. And the holiday add-on, we have this like the change in the roof line here
Gotcha.
from the original set. And then of course we have all the little snowy pieces and holiday pieces that you can add on as well. But I love the little changes because it changes it just a hair to make, your creations look a little bit different each time you make something, whether you're going to use it for springtime or, the holidays as well.
So that one, did you do that in a live? Or did you do it
did this one in one of our videos. So
in one of your videos? Okay.
Yes, in one of the product release videos, I
Okay.
put together the window.
So on the Honeybee channel, you can find how that comes together.
Yes,
Is that
exactly.
right? Okay. Okay. Now let me show. So you used, this is like the base set, and then the holiday things and the different roof line is from this holiday
Yes.
add-on. So here,
Yes.
let me show you two I did. This is kind of similar to yours.
I love that. I love the
It's
candles.
Yeah, the holiday. So the windowy part is the base, and then this roof and all the other add-ons are part of the holiday add-on. And look at all the details. Look at the candle details. All of those dies are in there, and it shows you in that guide how to put it together. And I can't get enough of all the details included. I use snow for the, or glitter, white glitter paper for the snow. And this one actually opens up too,
Oh, I love that.
which I'm going to show you how to do this later on, but not with this example. This is just one I was playing. Now for the roof, I gave it the texture of shingles. Can you see that? I used your new, what's this one called? The wood
That
grain
is-
embossing folder?
Yeah, the wood planks.
wood plank embossing folder.
Yeah, and it's perfect. We wanted to do a couple of just great basic embossing folders for the holiday release, and I see you use the rustic bricks there for your little house. And so these can just be used all year long. And it just so happened that they go perfectly with the Lovely Layers Hoosier cabinet or the window, as you see
Yep.
here. It would go great with the front porch, any of those things. We love the texture. I love how this brick turned out and the wood plank as you're showing there. Just lots of different ways that you can use those.
This this brick embossing folder is one of the best embossing folders I've ever used. I mean, it just gives more texture. I was one of those where I was quite blown away when I used it. So I'll
Yeah,
definitely
it's
be using that. I didn't ink that at all. That's just paper.
yeah,
That's so cool.
yes.
So cool. So this one I made it holiday. And then this one I made the basic window a door instead. So I
Oh,
put
I
it
love that.
at the bottom, and then the little like sill for the window, I turned and I made it kind of steps going up. And then I made it see-through. So I put a piece of acetate there, and the tree is on the inside.
I love that.
So you can just change it up. And actually this garlandy piece here is from the original one. So you could use that and put like pink flowers, and it could be a spring thing. You could have other things peeking through the inside. But I was just having fun playing with these too. I
I
don't know.
love that.
Putting things together like this, man, it's fun, and you guys make it really easy to follow. But I did the embossing folder again in the background there.
Yes, I love that. I love your little doors with the see-through. You can see through into the inside for the Christmas tree. That's
Yeah, I didn't make it so they can open. I bowed out before I went that far, but I
no,
did
I
make
hear
it
you.
like the windows. I didn't put
I
acetate
love
up here. I
that.
should have, but whatever. And these are the gems from the freebie pack I put in
Yes.
there. I don't know where the bow's from. I think the bow is from the Van add-on set, I think.
I think you're right.
But
Yes.
any bow would work. Actually, the bow on here would work great. That would be fun to have a big old
It
bow
would be
up there.
pretty.
Okay, so that is your window and holiday add-ons, and I'm going to be playing with this one more because those were fun to make, especially this one.
Good.
These holiday bits, so good. I will have pictures of these on my blog, by the way, because they're all completed. All right, let's see, what's next? I'm going to have you show because I've been getting a lot of questions about this.
Okay.
A lot of buzz about this set. This is the Hoosier cabinet set. And there's the
Yes.
die set. And then there's some add-ons. I didn't get a chance to play with it, but this is, I saw you teach with this in an event, and it is just so good. So show us
It's
what you
so
got.
It is so fun, and most of mine are from the class that we taught. But of course, we had to do little add-ons, right? So this is the original Lovely Layers Hoosier cabinet, and it comes with all of the little kitchenware things that you see kind of tucked here and there, and it is kind of an interactive die where you can make the little doors open. So cute. And then, of course, I didn't want to cover up my pretty Hoosier cabinet, so I just added my little sentiment and things on the inside. But we have
What did
that.
that
I mean,
sentiment say?
it says
I'm sorry, I did.
whisking you, that's okay, whisking you a sweet birthday.
Oh, that's
And
good.
and then we have the little whisk. And then so easy to create, a Hoosier cabinet shaped card just by using the base or your base layer of that die set, and just like what you did, and make yourself a little hinge, or I did exactly like what you did for the tag and kind of folded it over and cut the shape out, and then of course add my sentiment on the inside. But you can make a total Hoosier cabinet shaped card as well. And then all the little bits and pieces are so fun to use. You don't necessarily have to put them on the large cabinet. You can use the bits and pieces for on your holiday tags if you're going to send out a set of cookies or something like that. pull out your little dies, maybe use the little mixer or the little oven mitts. And then I love it because it doesn't have to just be holiday geared. It could really be for all year long. There's a coordinating stencil that goes with these. So like all of our grandma's Pyrex dishes or, things like that that have all the fun little prints and things on them. You can really
Yeah.
just decorate your little kitchen however you would like to. But there are a couple of add-on sets. I've got them here to pull out. So we have the original, our big Hoosier cabinet, and then the two add-ons. So we have a baking add-on set, and this is going to give you a few extra little pieces for your Hoosier cabinet. Plus, it's going to make it to where in your little cabinet you can stand your plates upright, so you don't have them flat. You can stand them up in the cabinet. There's a few more little cookies. There is a layering, like an old-fashioned scale, that has the little face and everything on it. It's super sweet. And then, of course, there's the holiday add-on. And again, any of these pieces could be used on a card by themselves or on our gift tags or anything like that. But there's a layering gingerbread house that will actually sit on the little cabinet part or the countertop part of your cabinet. And then you could just deck it out with anything you wanted to, everything from sweet treats to maybe it's a little hot cocoa or a little spice cider or whatever, but just super sweet little holiday add-ons that you can decorate your cabinet. And we've got plans up our sleeve to do some more little add-ons for the Hoosier cabinet in the future, so we're super excited about that.
Well, I think that's one of the things, and somebody said that in the comments, that they like when companies do the add-ons because it gives you more value out of that original investment. One thing I wanted to show you is look at what the dies create those embossed lines. So it gives you that detailed texture in your cardstock. And so that just makes it all the better. Like look at the detail in this.
Yes.
So that's just added, it just embosses it when you run it through the die cut machine. So much fun. And look at these gingerbread men.
Yes, they're
one of the
cute.
things I do like that you guys do is like you'll put 3 of the same together. So it makes the die a little bit easier to work with because it's a little bit bigger, but then you can make more pieces at once. If you struggle with assembling little die cuts, I recommend getting any kind of wax tip tool like this. It is a game changer in assembling. Do you use one of these?
I use that, and I also am a big fan of
Tweezers.
some really good tweezers because
Yep.
I have rather large hands, and so it just acts as some little fingers for me to help add adhesive, and then I can lay it exactly where, and it kind of removes one of my hands out of the way. And so I find either the wax tip tool or a really good fine tip pair of tweezers is the key to your little die cuts and things.
Yeah, some of those little things that are great details you don't want to use, are too tough to use with your finger. It'll just drive you batty. Okay. How about the reindeer? Does that sound good to do next?
That sounds like a winner to me.
This is one of my favorites too. This was the window, and this one just took me away. I have 2 cards done, and then I have one that I'm going to make with you guys. So this is the vintage reindeer. So you've got the die set that does the reindeer, and then there's also some holly pieces in it that you can use with it or separately. So here are some little reindeer. Oh, look at yours.
I love it.
There are those ornaments hanging on the top?
Yes.
Yeah. Here we go. So this is the reindeer, and that was my favorite. I think it was one of the first things that sold out, wasn't it?
Yes. Yes, it was. I did this one in one of our live streams.
Yeah.
And so I think some of my friends that join us all the time were really waiting on this cute little reindeer. We don't know if it's like a Rudolph or what he or she's name is, but so sweet.
Yeah. I need to make one of mine a Rudolph. I didn't even think about that. I need to do
Yeah,
that.
I put
And
one of the little gems is the perfect little sparkle.
trying to open my gem pack here. My fingers are all. So what did you put at the in your little holly arrangement at the bottom? What do you have on there?
So I've got two sets of the holly, I believe. Let me look, and I may just have it popped up. Um, when we do our leaves, and we can talk about it later because I'm going to kind of play and blend and things. I don't like to glue all of my parts and pieces like totally flat. I like everything to be a little bit, you know, have some dimension. And I just added the little holly that comes with the reindeer, like you've got on your little guy's neck there. And then I just simply took some baker's twine and one of Tim Holt's little ideology, little tiny jingle bells, and added a sweet sentiment. And then there you go. Easy peasy.
That's cute. That's cute. So I'm going to show you something here. I did the flap thing, like I did on the
I
tag
love that.
before. I did that
Yes.
on both of these, and then I stamped a sentiment. Let's see. I got to find the stamp set. I don't know where I put these stamp sets. I remember I got them out, and I thought, oh, this is a good safe place to keep them. Oh, here they are. Let's see. This is from the Wonder. I think it's the Wonder of Christmas. And I really like this greeting. So I stamped it in the inside of a lot of mine. And then
I love that.
this sentiment, which I'm crazy about, is from the, let's see, this is the Sprinkled with Joy.
Yes.
And there's a bunch of great ones. And I love the Merry Christmas from Our House to Yours. I use that on a lot.
I did
So
too.
let me show you how I did this little flip. Now, if you've watched my videos, I have used these honeybee layering frames. They have like a whole series of these that are frames that you can layer them all the pieces up and they all offer a lot of detail, or you can use them individually. And these are older. These have been out for a while, but I used one of these on almost every card I did today. And the one I'm using here is the spring vine layering frames. Now there's lots of layers, but I only used these two dies. And I thought that would be the reindeer fit nicely on that. So let me show you what I made. By the way, that plaid.
I
Isn't
know
that
it's the best plaid.
It is good. It is good. Okay, so first of all, we have this piece I just cut from white cardstock, and you can see the impression details it gives. And then I cut one of these, which is from the other one, and you'll see how well they kind of layer on top of each other. Let me glue this down. All right. Do you use these frames often? I love them.
I do, and I've pulled them out more and more. I love that because, like I mentioned before, during the holidays, especially,
All
because
right, let's see here.
we
Is
all
the sound?
make
Oh, her sound's gone.
lots of holiday.
Or I don't hear
is my
it. Do you
sound
hear her?
gone?
No.
I lost
Hello?
your sound. Hang on.
Uh-oh.
Can you all hear me? You gotta scroll it up. Hang on, we lost Kelley.
Hello.
Now I hear ya. What
Okay,
happened?
good. I don't know. Hello. I just need to be a little louder, maybe. Is that good?
No, and now I hear you. Yeah, hear you fine.
Okay,
That
good.
was scary. That was
Okay.
scary.
So I pull these out a lot, just like you're doing. So all of our die cuts, or my personal preference, I like to have a little landing place, whether it is something that I have stamped and colored and then use the dies to cut them out, or a lovely layers die set like you're doing with the little vintage reindeer. I like to have a little home for all of our little cuts. And I've especially used these and pulled these out for the holidays because, like I said, I do a lot of holiday tags because they're little, they're easy to accomplish. You can whip some out in no time at all. And those inside pieces of all of our layering frame sets are the perfect size for some interesting shaped holiday tags, gift tags that, are not your normal gift tag with a hole in it. And then you just use your
Yeah.
little hole punch or whatever and you have something interesting or something maybe that's a little more elegant, even like the shape
Yes.
that you have the little deer, than just your normal everyday gift tag.
And it fits it so well, doesn't it? Just
It
happens
does.
to fit it
It's
well.
perfect.
So to make that flap to go behind it, I have a folded piece of white cardstock, and I'll take that same die and have the top hang off the edge. But this time I'm going to put it so that the cutting edge is just right above the fold line. That way I can glue it to a card and it'll open okay. If you have it hanging like this, it won't want to open because that will be up against the back of your card. So I put it so that that cutting edge is just above the fold line. Let me put that and run that through. Run that through here. Do. All right.
And while
I think it might
she is, yeah, go ahead.
Go on. I think it was my headphones that messed up. I think you were good.
No, she was.
Oh,
It was me, I think.
this behind my little reindeer. This is a part of our layering frame sets as well. This is called the decorative star layering frames. And you can
Yes.
see that is the only little piece I use just as a little landing spot for my die cuts. And then this with our lovely layers Christmas cookies, this vellum layer is from the same set actually. And yeah, it just makes a nice little something to, it makes our cards look a lot fancier and layered, just by the use of our frame sets.
Well, I feel like I like that, what did you call it, a grounding spot? Is that what you said?
Yeah, it's a little grounding, it's a little landing spot for our
Landing spot.
Whether it's a bouquet of flowers or a critter or whatever. It's nice to have, and it breaks up the busyness sometimes of our pattern paper and things where, we can have this beautiful paper, or in this case, a more whimsical type pattern paper, but it breaks it up. So it gives it a little separation instead of sticking your die cuts or gluing them down directly onto your pattern paper. So it makes, just like she's doing there. That's so cute with the little Christmas trees and things. And so it makes a nice little home, a nice little landing spot for, either your florals or your little critters or whatever it might be.
Yeah, I agree, because like this is a pretty busy background here, and if I put the reindeer directly on it, it would have been very busy. So to have that little landing spot that's white is great, and I also like your idea of the vellum because that kind of mutes the pattern behind it.
It does.
And that works out well. Okay, so I now see how I have that flap on the front. Then I also did another one of these die cuts with a sentiment, and that will go in the inside. Now, I'll still put this on a card that opens up, normally, sorry, and that way I can write a personal message. So this is just kind of a bonus. I think I don't know.
That's cute.
Maybe I'll put it down here to have that kind of hidden in here too. And
I like that.
Lost my berries. I only have one berry here. I'll have to go back and make some more berries.
Well, your little gems are perfect for little berries as well.
Yes, I could do that too. I'm hoarding my gem stickers. Imagine that. You know how it goes. I love them. I want to save them for all my holiday tags that I do.
I think there's I don't know if people had answered these. There's a couple of questions about the two middle ones.
The two middle what?
Questions.
Oh, when you add Jen's code, does the paper pattern gems get added to your cart?
When you add the code, what it's going to do is it's going to flag your order, so that way our team that works in the warehouse knows to automatically add that into your package.
So they won't visually see it in their cart.
I don't think so. Lisa can tell us that. Emily, can you make sure with that? We're going to let you know for sure.
Okay.
While we're chatting here, but I want to make sure we tell everybody the correct thing. But that's why we have that special little code, because it's going to let everyone know, oh, that is precious. See, and I love the font on that little set as well.
Me too.
Yeah, it's cute.
I really this greeting is great, and it worked really well with the windows, the home or the house message.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So there I have my 3 reindeer, and I think what's fun about these reindeer is it's like a classic look. I have a lot of cutesy, and so when I saw this, I don't know. I think it caught my eye because of that nostalgic feel. And
It
I
is.
want to, I bought some brown felt, some brown shades of felt, and I want to cut this from felt and make some felt guys and glue them
Oh, that would be
together.
precious.
Wouldn't that
Yes.
be
And I
fun?
love, yeah, I do. I love that. And I love that this set, you have the base of our sweet little reindeer, but then you can add the holly and the berries, or you could make him with the little reins that it's going back, or you can have
Yep.
him a little more, cutesy with the little ornaments tied to his antlers or the little scarf even. So I love all the little add-on pieces. So you can just dress
I
him up however you'd like.
I think this one with the plaid paper, that
I,
one
I'm a I'm a
wins
sucker
me
for
over.
that plaid too. Yeah,
And it's cool how the pattern paper changes the feel of the card. This is more,
it does.
makes it a little more cutesy. This makes it a little more classic,
Yeah,
simply
I
by
agree.
changing the pattern papers. I love it. You have
I
great
do
pattern
too.
papers, and the size of your pattern papers are nice because you can fold them in half and make a card base if you wanted to, or you could get 2 card panels and a little extra because it's 6 by 8.5.
That is something that we changed a couple of years ago. We were originally doing like your good old 6 by 6 inch paper pads, and we wanted to do something or give every crafter a good option. And so we can either get two 4 1/4 by 5 inch or 5.5 inch cards out of it by slicing it in half. For our A7 or 5 by 7 card makers, you can use the whole sheet, and so it just gives us more options. And
Yeah.
I make multiple size cards as well a lot of times, and so it makes it easier for us and not to have to worry about, well, I don't have enough of the paper.
Yep. That it's a nice perk. Somebody asked what felt I use. I didn't use felt on these. This is just craft cardstock and ivory cardstock. I didn't use felt on these, but I planned to make them out of felt, and I ordered my felt from Pashta Designs. She
Yeah,
has a
she's
lot
got
of
amazing.
those stitching dies, and I love them. I mean, they're really well designed, but she also has a great selection of felt. I know Spellbinders also just came out with a bunch of felt, so I plan to
Wow.
make some of those too.
And I'm getting the
I,
message that the with the code and the your free gift with purchase, the paper pad and the gems, it will not show up in your cart, but
okay.
putting that code in there is going to flag everyone and let them know that to add that to your package.
Gotcha, gotcha.
Yes.
Well, thank you for clarifying that. Okay, so that was the deer. Had fun with those, and I will put pictures up of those cards. I didn't do the assembly of the deer and the windows, and I didn't want to do it in the live because it's just gluing things together, and I just followed their guide. So I wanted to save like some more interesting stuff for us to show you later on than just gluing together. You'll be able, if you wanted to recreate one of those cards, you'd be able to just follow the photo and create it just by looking at it. Okay, how about the gingerbread houses next?
The
Do you
gingerbread
have some
houses.
do you have any
I
gingerbread house stuff?
I do not. I wish
Oh, good.
Lisa I wish Lisa was on the here live with us because she has done gingerbread houses. I do not have any made, so
Well,
that is on my to-do list.
well, that's
Let
okay.
me
I've
get,
got some I can show. I
that's
know you have
awesome. Yeah,
gingerbread cookie stuff, right?
I do.
Okay. Well,
And
how about, go ahead.
I was going to say the houses are really special to us. So they're called Alice's gingerbread. The lovely layers Alice's. Yep, that little sweet set right there. So Alice is Lisa's aunt. And
Aw.
yes, a portion of the proceeds from this die set is actually going to the Lung Cancer Research Foundation on behalf of
Oh,
Aunt Alice. So this die set is really near and dear to all of us at Honeybee to honor Aunt Alice. So
well, I
she
think Aunt
loved
Alice would be happy.
gingerbread. She would love this set, and that's so Lisa is making projects for her whole family with
Aw.
Alice's gingerbread houses. Yes, so
Oh, that's incredible. Well, now I'm glad to be using it even more because they're fun to put together, especially this guy
Yeah.
here. I love this house. So it's Alice's Gingerbread houses, right? Is that what it's called?
Yes.
And
Yes.
let me show you. It does a lot more than I'm showing because it does the 3 houses, but look at, there's like a car. You can make a gingerbread car and trees, and there's clouds, there's other elements that you can do along with it. I just did the houses. So here's the first house. This is the one that I like the best. And this
Oh, that's
one was
precious.
fun to put together. For the icing, I used white glitter cardstock. And then like for this right here, they have embossed lines, and I just used a red marker to make the lines. So you don't have to glue those little pieces. But here's the thing, a lot of these pieces are optional. You don't have to use everything on it, but boy, is that cute. And I just followed the layering guide for this. And then I added the candy canes. And this is from that same, what's that set called? The Sprinkled with Joy set with that font that we
Yes.
like. So this is one of the gingerbread houses. Then here's the other, and this one, if you look, I don't know if you can see, but the house itself is that stripe. So if you use my
Yes.
code, you get that free stripe paper, that's in there, and it's a perfect color for gingerbread. And you could use the other side, which has the same color with dots. So there is that house. I added a little heart to the door because, I had to do that.
I love
And then
that.
this one, I will say, this little action right here with the little cherry on top, so cute.
Yes.
This was the fastest of the ones to put together, and you can see all the detail in it. Amazing.
Looks like a little waffle cone.
I know. And then I just love the icing with that little cherry and the sprinkles. So this die set creates all these and then some. So like these little sprinkles, which you could skip if you wanted to, there's a die here that cuts a bunch of sprinkles at once. So it's not like you're running it through a bunch of times. So those are the 3 gingerbread. Now I'm going to put these all on cards if that's okay.
For sure.
Is that okay? I feel bad that
Yeah.
I don't
No.
now I can't remember how I had these arranged, what goes where. Okay, so this is the Alice's gingerbread, and portion goes to, what is it? The lung
It's
cancer?
It's the Lung Cancer Research Foundation. Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. That's
And
wonderful.
is my sound better now?
Yeah.
I've adjusted it, so I hope that everything is working. I was getting messages that the sound was
Oh.
bad, so I wanted to make
Okay.
sure.
Yeah, folks, let us know how our sound is, so we can adjust as needed.
Thank
so
you.
for this one, this is another one of the fancy frame die sets. It's called Lacy Heart or Lace Heart. Now this even has these heart dies that are great. Look at the detail in those. But I'm using just the 2 big frames. So I cut the big frame from white, and then I put a piece of red cardstock in the center, and you can see there's detail on the edges there. Then I wanted to add this to the center, but I wanted some dimension behind it. And one of I think the easiest ways to add quick dimension is to use white craft foam. I just have a piece here that I cut. You can see it's got some dimension to it. This holds up in the mail really well. It's lightweight. It's inexpensive. You can get, cheap craft foam at, any craft store, but Spellbinders also sells a pack with white and black. So you can also, purchase it online, but that just pops that up easily without, I find when I use strips of foam tape, it kind of gets crushed in the mail. Now, I want this to be a shape card, right? So let's turn this into a shape card. I have a note card base here. I'm going to take and do that same trick that we've done many times. Let me get my plates here. And I will make it so that this top edge is hanging over the folded edge of our note card. And it's really up to you how much. Completely up to you. And then I'll run that through my die cut machine. There are a few different ways you could create a hinge to do this, but that seems to be the best. Okay, the sound is great, folks are saying.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Okay, good. Okay, so now I gotta pop all these little sides off. What are you looking for, Mike?
Something to write with.
Something to write with. I'm in a craft room. We got Copic markers galore. You could grab one of those. Okay, so now I have a shaped card base. with that decorative frame edge. Let's see here.
And a lot of these layering frame sets, you can kind of mix and match and play
Yeah.
with. You don't necessarily have to use one whole set together. You can kind of mix them and match them and play with the different designs.
So there it
pretty.
opens, and it keeps that shape, and it'll stand lovely on display. I need to put something heavy on this while it dries because I ran it through the die cut machine so many times. So let's just go like this, and I'll set that aside. So that's one of my gingerbread houses, and that is using the Alice's gingerbread houses and the lace heart layering frames. This middle one, look at the detail. See, there's detail all the way up in the corners. It's just, it adds an elegance and detail that doesn't take effort to put together, you know, you just, let's see. Next one, the next gingerbread house, this is the big guy. Everything okay? Gotcha. Okay, so now we have, this is Lovely Layouts Party, and I like this little postage looking one, and there's detail on the edges. So I use the big one here that does like this detail on the edges. I used it on red cardstock and glued it to a white base. And then this one, I'm gonna do that same thing to make a flip on the front so that this postage here flips up. So let's do that again. So you can do this with a lot of different dies. If you want to glue it to the front and have it flipped up, you want to make sure you're only going over, let me make sure I got this right. You're only hanging, the die is only hanging over the fold edge a tiny bit. Because if you go too much, you won't be able to flip it open. So let's just make sure, I'm gonna just, so see how it's only hanging over a tiny bit. And run that through. Mike, are there other questions? I wanna make sure we're answering any questions. Yeah, I'm loving the postage die stuff, and there's something playful about this big postage die look. I just love it. All right, so let me put this back so I don't lose it. This is the Lovely Layouts Party set. And so here, you can see it opens nicely.
So cute.
Do you have the Empress die cut machine, Kelley?
I do, and I'm enjoying it thoroughly.
Isn't it fun?
It is.
It's a huge, having an electric machine can be such a time saver.
I know I'm spoiled, and I love, you know, because we do live streams and things, it's so much quieter than a lot of my older machines.
Yeah.
And so I'm loving it.
All right, so now I'm making a mess. I make a mess when I'm live. So now this will open up on the front. And then I created this using the same party die set. You can see there's some detail to it. I white heat embossed this sentiment, which I thought was so much fun. Christmas calories don't count. And this will go right on the inside of that. So we have this fun little surprise. Put a little white glitter heart in there. And the card still opens the traditional way, but then you've got this fun surprise here. Gotta put something heavy on that too. So that's the second one. And that was with the Lovely Layouts party frames. So I'm using all these old party frames because I use them a lot, and I think it's always good to go back and revisit some of those staples that can be used in so many different ways, especially these that have a lot of detail to them. All right, let's see, I've got this one more. Now this one, what was I gonna do here? Oh, I wanted to show you. So this is the layering vintage labels. And this one I've used in videos before. It's got this big outline die with lots of details, which I've glued onto my card with some of the pin polka dot pattern paper behind it. But I wanted this to flip up, but notice that it's rounded up here. And if I cut really close to the edge, it would be a tiny little hinge up there that might break. So if you have one like this that you want to make flip, let me show you what I do. And then we're going to move on to your gingerbread cookies because they're so cute. All right, wrong die.
Well,
I'm going to use this one.
yeah, You mentioned that you love to use craft foam in your card making to add dimension, and I actually use craft foam as the icing on the cookies because it looks like it's been flooded,
Look at that.
and it gives
Hold.
it a little dimension on the little cookies. And so, yeah, and this is just inexpensive craft foam that you can use
Now,
really, and it die cuts beautifully with,
yeah.
like butter.
But craft foam usually aren't those good shades of green. How did you get a good shade of green?
So you can ink blend over the top. Like
Oh,
if you're not, and I did that in the live stream because the greens are a little shocking and it doesn't
yeah,
quite go with the color scheme I wanted it to go with. And
right.
so I ink blended Rustic Wilderness Distress Oxide over the top, and it dries and ink blends wonderfully. So I just made
Nice.
it work. I've used my Copic markers on it, and it takes that just fine. Like, so really you can make it your own and treat it, and I
Man.
always say test it. Give it a little test and see if it's going to work out for you. And then, if you have to, toss it in the garbage, and if not, then I mean it's going to but it worked beautifully. So,
Yeah.
and then, of
Look
course,
at
you've
that.
mentioned the Christmas calories don't count. This is
Look at
our
that.
big red rubber Christmas calories don't count, but I just love this big one as well, and it goes perfectly, of course, with all the little Christmas cookies.
And those cookies are from the set I want to show next. What's it called?
It's called the
Do you
Lovely
know?
Layers Christmas Cookies.
Okay. That's adorable. We're gonna have to. We'll show that set next. I'm just gonna finish this so you can use craft foam on your cards and for dimension on your cards. That's
Yes.
great.
What color cardstock are you using
You
for cookies?
you can also die cut with craft foam and then stamp with it, and that works really well
I,
too.
I love watching your videos when you do that because it just gives us more bang for our
Yeah,
buck with our stamps and our dies and things, right? I'm
yeah,
all about trying to find new uses for those things.
I agree. Okay, so I want to create a hinge for this, and it's got this big part, and it won't want to hinge. So let me show you a trick. This is a fold line up here. I'm gonna run it like right there. Actually, I'll probably move it down a bit. Let's do it right there. So there will be enough of a hinge. If I went up really close to the top of the die, there wouldn't be a big enough hinge and it might just tear right off. So if you have trouble with this, let me show you what you can do. So now I've got this, but I need to glue this onto the front of it. So you can see how this is folded. I'm going to glue this onto the front. Come on. So now this is what we have. We've got this little guy that opens here. But see that? That right there? If I go and glue this on a card, it won't want to open because that little hiccup right there sticking out. So what I do is when I glue this to my card, I don't put glue all the way at the top. I only do it kind of on the bottom 2/3. So I only put glue down here, and then it'll give it room to open with that. So let me give this a second to dry, and then I'll show you how it opens. I also created this little guy to go on the inside. So that's that free paper pad, and then I made little candy canes.
So
And
I
glue
love
that
the
to the inside.
shapes that you're using. If you pulled out to use with all of our Christmas things, traditionally, you don't think of, uh, for example, I think that layering die set came out during Halloween or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
But it fits perfectly with the gingerbread houses.
And it just adds quick details. So I have all
It
this
does.
detail in that. I don't want to do more detail in the background, so the dies do it for me. Okay, so now this,
Yes.
because I only glued it on the bottom part, see how it's got enough room here that the hinge can open. So I gave it room for it to
Yes.
open. So if that's another thing that you can do if you need, and it'll be just fine. So that is another one. So there are the 3 gingerbread houses from Alice's Gingerbread House die set. They are so cute. And then this is
Yes.
the vintage labels. This is vintage labels. This is the party, and this is the lace heart layering frames. So those are all frames. If you go to
Yes.
Honeybee site and search on frames, a lot of these that have a lot of layers are in there. All right. So that's the gingerbread house. So now can you, because I did not use, but Lila did use a lot, the gingerbread cookies, the Christmas cookies set. So the the card you just showed, do you mind showing that again?
No, I'll pull it up. I've got a couple. Okay, so again, you're gonna see a lot of our layering frames just because it's so easy to add a little something. So it's vellum, and of course we talked about using the craft foam even to ice your little cookies and things. So I've done the sweet little reindeer. We have the Christmas tree, and of
You got to
course
switch to
we've got
overhead. Hang on.
Santa Claus.
Switch to overhead. There we go.
There we go. I have to push done. There we go.
I
Okay,
understand.
so back through that again. All right, so the layering frames, sweet little reindeer, Santa, the Christmas tree, that all is iced with the craft foam. And then I have done another card just using cardstock. And so this is the holly from the Christmas cookie set, the snowflake, and the little candy cane. And then we have a set that it pairs with it perfectly that's called Homemade with Love. And you can make like almost this like little cookie board, or there's recipes that you can stamp on that, and you can really zhuzh it up, for lack of a better word, any way that you wanted to. And it's sweet with this. There's even little cocoa things or gingerbread. So the cookies go with both.
Okay, so those cookies, someone asked, what color cardstock did you use for your cookie? Do you know? Did you start with white and ink it? What did you do?
So for this one that I have with the craft foam, I used like a creamy ivory cardstock, and then I don't know why. I don't want a thumbs down.
When you do that, it thinks you need to do that.
I need to do this one.
That's what you need.
I can send everybody a heart. So this I use like an ivory cardstock, and then you can ink blend. I always tell all my friends that I'm gonna burn them a little bit, so I use my brown ink and kind of add some little oven marks on there. Now this one I started and did more of a gingerbread look, and so I started with darker craft cardstock and then inked it just a little bit darker, so it looks more gingerbready than just like a sugar cookie. So we've got our sugar cookies here, and then more of a gingerbread look for this one.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So in this, there's trees, there's reindeer, there's snowmen, Santa, a gingerbread cookie shape, a snowflake, a holly. I mean, there's all different kinds of shapes. So Lila played with this one, and she had her friend over, and she taught her friend how to craft. I posted her friend's card on Instagram stories, but she took it and I didn't get, of course, and so I don't have it to share. But these are the ones that Lila made with these. Aren't these cute?
So
and so she wants to add these to tags later on. But look at those. And she put little black gems for the eyes.
Yes. And I love that the little clothes, where you could do either a gingerbread girl or a gingerbread boy.
Look at that.
So cute.
Aren't those adorable? All right.
They're so cute.
Somebody asked, is there a postage layering die set? There is a frame layering die set that has postage shapes in it. I didn't use it today, but there is one that has like a bunch of different ones. All right, so these are the gingerbread, or the Christmas cookies. So you can do them gingerbread, or you can do them sugar cookie, or you can go in between with that burned look like I often get. Right?
Some of them always end up, I leave them in the oven too long and they get a little crispy, so.
Hey, that's the way it goes sometimes. A lot of folks are asking about the Honeybee name. I think Melissa's here, the founder and owner of Honeybee. I think she's here. Do you know how they got the name Honeybee?
I do. So Melissa in Greek is honeybee, or means honeybee. And so her dad, Mr. Bill, called Melissa his little honeybee. And so, unfortunately, Melissa lost her dad several years ago. And so, Honeybee Stamps was named in honor of Melissa's dad.
Perfect. That's a good name then. I like it. I like it.
It is.
And hi, Melissa. We're glad you're here. Everybody say hi to Melissa. I think she's still here. I saw her pop
Melissa.
up at some point. There she is. Yep. Yeah, there she said, my dad used to call me Little Honeybee. Okay, so I have one more set I started to play with, but I haven't finished. I might save this one till the end in case you need to go. I want us to create first. Yeah, I think I'll save this. This is the fireplace one. I'll save that. Let's do some creating because I'm going to use one set and you're using another set, and we're going to share tips as we create.
Okay, sounds good.
Does that work? All right. So
That
you tell us
works.
what you're going to do, and then I'll tell you what I'm going to do.
Okay, so I am using the Lovely Layers mini holiday florals. So a lot of you may be familiar with our Lovely Layers flowers that we've had for several years, and they were a big focal point on a card. Our original Lovely Layers flowers were pretty large. And we decided to do the mini version so you could do a whole bouquet of different types of flowers. These are also the perfect size to go on your holiday gift tags or, little gifts or things like that. And so I am going to be doing some ink blending with these, starting with white cardstock, and then hopefully I'm going to turn out or have a beautiful bouquet turn out. And then I'm using some of the little free paper pack that is free with Jennifer's code. And of course, you're seeing some of our layering frames dies again.
Nice. All right. So you're using this great floral set. And let me show you what I'm using and we can get started. I am using, okay, this is what is it called? The Noel, Floral Noel. There's a die set, there's stencils. I love that your stencils are see-through. And those are the two things. There's a little stamp set. Let me find the stamp set. And there's a stamp set. So you can buy them all together or separately. But what I'll be using is I'll be creating this here. And I'm going to focus on that stenciling here, just so you can see what it's like. And there's different ways, like you can use this small Noel stamp with this die, or you can use the big Noel dies with the stencils. So there's different ways you can mix and match. And the stencils and dies also create like these individual that you can decorate with too. All right, so what you got going on there?
Well, I like to pull out as few of ink colors as I have to. And so I like to, for example, for this poinsettia, I'm using saltwater taffy, and it's going to be hard maybe for our viewers to see until I get some color on the white cardstock. But I like to start out maybe really heavy-handed on what's going to be the underlayer, which you want or for this one, I want the darkest shading on that underside. And so I'm going to go really heavy-handed on that. And then I'm not going to ink up my brush again. And so it's almost going to give you like two different shades, but using the same color. And so I go a little bit lighter. The center you can do a little bit darker, but it just gives us more bang for our buck with our inks as well. So you pick I like to tell all of my friends, pick a really great pink that you like, pick a really great green, because you can kind of stretch those inks out depending on how heavy handed you are, how much ink you're loading into your brush. You can kind of get different shades with the same ink colors. And so that's what I like to do when I ink blend.
So what ink are you using today?
So I'm using Distress Oxides. I like these just because they blend on so smooth, and they smooth out as they dry. And again, I'm going to get the different intensities depending on how much ink is in the bristles of my brush.
Nice. So I am using the Noel stencils. I did my die cutting already, and I have the die cut pieces in the negative space. And then I've got the first stencil, and the nice thing about these stencils is they're clear, so it's easy to line up, but also there are etched lines. So there's like an etched L here, so I can line it up with my L. So the etching and etching with the other shapes you'll be making too, so it makes it much easier to figure out where things are gonna go. Like I can see where the other flowers that'll be a different color will go with the next stencil. And then on the stencil are other layering shapes too, but I'm just doing the Noel today. All right, so now let's move on to the other flower. No, maybe I won't do another flower first. Yeah, I'll do the other flower. All right, so now this one I'm just lining up the etching with my die cuts, and I'm working on a sticky mat. What mat are you working on there?
I have the waffle flower sticky mats.
Yep, that's a great one. So I'm
And
using Altenew, but both of them are great.
yes.
I think you guys sell one of them, don't you? Don't you sell one of those? I think you do.
Yes, we have, I believe, every size of the waffle flower mats. And
Awesome.
I have a few different sizes. I love to leave one in my Misty, and then
Yep.
I have a couple more that I use for, inking my die cuts. But I have a couple today that I'm using because I'm able to put like all of the petals and all the little florally pieces on one mat, and then I have the everything that's going to be green or a different color. I can kind of stick down and keep organized on a different mat. So it
Yeah,
keeps my brain straight sometimes.
I agree. I keep one in my Misty too. It's so handy to not have to use the magnets all the time, you know? I
Yes.
get I get a little frustrated with magnets sometimes. So I'm using various shades of Hero Arts. Really, you can use any ink. So this is the leaves. So I'm doing 2 shades of green over mine. This is the Fresh Lawn, which is a great, just basic green color. And then I'll go in with the darker Forever Green and add some shading towards the center. So question for you, you're adding shading to your die cuts, which really brings it alive. Do you always ink your die cuts?
It depends on how quick I want to get a card done. I would say 99% of the time I do this because I think it's fun. If I'm doing something really quick, or there's always that time that you need a quick birthday card or a quick thank you card. I may just use solid colored cardstock, but I would say most of the time, if I'm going to sit down and really craft and have a good time, and just like you do with all of your die cuts and things that you sit and enjoy putting those together, this is kind of my zen, just to kind of
That's your
sit
jam.
and ink blend. It's my jam. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I tend to not ink mine because I don't know. I think I mean I like the inking, but I like the assembly more, so I'd rather assemble too
Mm-hmm.
and then but
Yeah.
either way, and it gives 2 different looks, which is nice. All right.
It does.
Okay. Let's see, Mike, were there questions? I'm going to switch to this here. I'm switching to light and dark spruce from Gina for these. These are great, like nice alternative to that kind of Kelley or Christmas green. I'll do these little pieces here. Okay, question for Kelley. What storage boxes are you using that are behind you?
Oh, those are IKEA bins, actually.
Nice.
They're pretty inexpensive at IKEA, and you just have to find the right size really that will work for a majority of your stamp and die sets or whatever. But yeah, I love, and then, one day I have a container problem, Jennifer. Let's just be honest. I have a basket container organization issue. And so I don't, when you're just spending a few dollars at IKEA, they're not super expensive. Then when I change my mind and I tell my husband, hey, I've changed my mind, I want to reorganize this, he doesn't fuss at me too bad. A little bit, but not too bad.
That's funny. You know, you get, I saw like something on Instagram where it was a lady like showing a container, and she said, I got a new container to organize my craft supplies, and she's all excited, and then you see her take the container and just throw it in the closet on a pile of stuff that's not organized,
Yes.
and with other containers that aren't organized. Like, yeah, that can be me too. All right, let's see here.
I love containers of all shapes and sizes. I do not discriminate against containers.
Do you keep containers on your desk to keep your little die cuts in place when you're working? Oops.
I do. I have a little collection, so I love anything I find that could hold little die cuts or little things. Even I've got a lot of like vintage things like I love these little vintage Jello molds because they're the perfect size to drop in little die cuts, little thing. And so if I go somewhere and I see, just a little something that's a nice little size container,
Yep.
and this is why I have an issue, and my husband gets perturbed with me, is because I just love all the little things, whether it's
The little
vintage
things.
or IKEA or yes, or wherever.
Yeah, I do think it's necessary to have something to keep your supplies in as you're creating, because with little die cuts, it's hard. So I did the layers of the flowers and greenery. Now I'm doing the letters, and I'm using your Honeybee metallic silver ink, so that
Yes.
my letters will be silver. Now I'm using one of the Tim Holtz mini ink blending tools. This has a sponge applicator, and I like that with my pigment inks more than a brush. I don't know. It just seems to put it down thicker, and you can also like dab to get
Right.
extra down. So there we have our little letters. Now I didn't do the centers of the flowers. There is a stencil that does those little flower centers, but I'm going to put little gems on it later, so I'm just going to skip inking up the stencils. Can you switch to the regular ink?
Let's see here. We had a question on what size of waffle flower mat fits the Misty. And let's look here. And I can kind of show you my messy desk. So the Misty is what, 6.5 by 8.5. And so this mat that I keep in here it goes from corner to corner all the way around, and so it takes up the whole surface. So if you
Yep.
just look on whichever website if you go to Honeybee or wherever and look for the waffle flower mats, they come in many, many different sizes. I think there's even a mat size or a sticky mat size for the mini Misty, but you just kind of
Yes.
have to look to see what will fit your platform.
Yeah, if you have the original Misty, it's the 6.5 by 8.5.
Yes,
And it's a game changer with the Misty, I think.
I think so too.
So your mat there, what do you use to clean your mat?
I
Your sticky mat.
clean it up with just I like these either a microfiber or I love those little Swedish dishcloth things. It just depends on what I grab out of my little drawer, but a good just damp rag. And then if I
Yep.
need to give it like a really good heavy duty clean, I'll use stamp cleaner on it because
Yeah.
this is, photopolymer just like your stamps, and so I'll clean it if it needs a really good heavy duty clean.
I have to say, one of the things that I like about Honeybee is on their website, they carry other companies' products too. And I think that's awesome. I love
Yes,
that
we
you
do.
guys
We've
do that.
got waffle flour. We have some of Gina's great products like the what is her wreath? The awesome little thing that turns the
The wreath builder.
yes, the wreath builder. So ingenious.
I'm making a mess here.
Me too.
That's okay. So this time I'm using the fancy fall frames layering dies. And look at the detail. There's a banner in this one. And look at on the banner, it even does details on that. So lots of different dies in here. I'm only using a few. So this one is going to be a flap that opens again, like I've been doing. So I have a folded note card once again, and I'll place this so that just the top cutting edge is hanging off the top of our fold line. So you're assembling here. So there, you're using the tweezers. Look at you go.
I love my little tweezers, and I just have really big hands and fingers, and it really does just help me kind of take my hands out of the way.
Yeah, I use the little, I know a lot of people use the tweezers. I can't get with the tweezers because I'm good with the little pickup stick tool, but that doesn't work with the bigger ones. So I need to get better with my tweezers. I did not cut this well. Let me run this through again. So my bottom didn't completely cut here. That was because I did the mistake of going through straight like this, which isn't good for your plates either. So it's better to go at an angle, and that would have cut there. So always, I made a mistake in sending it through straight. Always angle when you run it through. All right. Seeing if there's... yeah, see, June said the pickup sticks don't have enough stick for her. I would try around with some different ones. There are different types out there. I find sometimes they get stickier with time. You just got to be gentle with them because they are a wax tip. All right. Honeybee has great reverse tweezers. I've got mine right here. All right. Okay. I'm just boogering things up left and right. Okay, so I have now that little fold. And on my card this time I'm using silver matte cardstock because look at the detail on. I love these dies that have all this detail, this ornamental detail on gold and silver cardstock because it looks like metal.
Yes.
I love that detail. All right. So what was your favorite thing from this release? I'm curious.
Oh my goodness. My favorite thing from this release. That's a hard one because, they get to be where they're almost like your children.
Yeah.
Because, Lisa, Melissa, and I sit around, for months and come up with different ideas and things. I think my favorite, my favorite for the meaning is probably Alice's Gingerbread Village. And then I think my favorite, just because it's stinking adorable, is the little vintage reindeer or our little beach bound holiday
Oh my
add-on
gosh.
where you
Wait
can
a
kind
second.
of dress up. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
That's neat.
Mike likes that one.
In the summer, we released this cute little, it's very reminiscent of a VW bus or, whatever. We released this little van that has a surfboard, and it went with our palm trees. And honestly, this was a great idea from a lot of our friends that are in our live streams. And they said, oh my gosh, we need to dress it up like a reindeer. We need a Christmas tree. We need all the little things. And so we at Honeybee just kind of ran with it and did the little tree. There's a little set of antlers and a Rudolph nose that you can
That
put
is
here.
cute.
The little
That's so
pile
cute.
of presents. Yeah, so this is a cutie.
Let me see. I think I've got the guide. Yeah, here. No, this is the regular. No, I don't have the guide with it. This is the regular. This is the beach bound die. So that's, hold on. That's the basic van die set. And then she used the holiday add-on version. So it's not hard to
Yes.
layer those up. And you can see how easy
No.
the guide makes it. Okay.
And the little parts and pieces that are in the holiday add-on set can be used on their own, like the cute little stack. Hold on, let me find it again. The cute little stack of presents and things. Well, that's just adorable on any kind of little card.
Yeah.
And the little crooked tree, like if you were into the Grinch or Charlie Brown or whatever, and then we've got the sweet little wreath that you could add to anything. There's the little reindeer accessories with, and let me tell you, I saw one of our design team members did a holiday gift tag with our freebie gift tag set. So it was this shaped tag,
Yeah.
and they had the antlers
Oh.
coming off the top, and the little eyes with the eyelashes, and the little nose. And it was the most adorable little holiday tag. Just, taking parts from this, adding it to
Yeah.
that, taking little bits here and there. And so fun.
You can use lots of different things then to
Lots of
decorate that
different
up.
parts and pieces.
All right. So that is what's the Beach Bound is the name of the van site die set,
Beach,
right?
yes, Beach Bound, and then it's Beach Bound Holiday add-on.
Gotcha.
So the Beach Bound is the original little van, and then of course we've got the little add-on.
So is that the only add-on for that one, or do you guys have other add-ons?
It's the only add-on so far.
So far. Sneaky.
Yes.
Sneaky.
You never know.
Oh, and somebody mentioned that they are excited about the honeybee event that's coming in the spring. You want to tell everybody about that? Because I don't know a whole lot about it.
Oh my goodness. We are so excited. So as I mentioned at the beginning, for those of you that may have missed it or come in late, Honeybee Stamps is turning 10 years old this year.
Woohoo!
And
There's
so
quite a
this
few
spring,
companies that are.
I know.
It's a big year.
It's a big year. And so we wanted to do a big deal. We wanted to have a blowout, to show our customers how much we love them, and we want to have a great time. We are so excited about it. But it is in March in our hometown of Lebanon, Oregon.
Yeah.
And it is at the end of March, March 27th and 20. It's either 27th and 28th or 28th and 29th, but there's a link on the website. And we're going to have many of our design team members are coming in. I'm going to teach some classes. We
Nice.
ink blending and things like that. We're gonna have exclusive product that will only ever be at this event. We're not gonna release it later on. And yeah,
that makes me want to go.
So excited. I know we're so excited, and we're coming up with all the fun ideas with whether it's little swag bag things and all their little goodies that we're putting together. And so Lisa, Melissa, and I are super excited about it.
And all of that information is on your website. I think I put a link below. I barely can remember what I did for all this, because remember we had it scheduled a while ago. I forget things. But I think I have a link in the description below, or at least on that live page. All right.
Yes,
so
and it's on our little homepage. It's right below like all the little holiday goodies. There's a little strip of confetti with a little birthday bee on it, and you can click right there, and then it takes you to all the info.
Wonderful. Yes. So, do you go out to Lebanon often?
Lisa and I try to go at least a couple of times a year. We like to go, of course, meet with Melissa, and it kind of gives us a chance to, get all of our ducks in a row, so to speak. And
Yep.
I love to, especially like going into the warehouse and packing orders and things like that. Like I really love to do that. I love to
Yeah.
see what our customers are picking up. I love to, do all the little wrapping and gather things off the shelves, because I don't get to do that every day. And so the warehouse girls are probably totally happy with letting me do that until I mess something up. But I try, and I love to do it.
Oh, that's funny. All right. Got this. I love that this greeting here, you guys have a die to go with. So I can add it on top of something.
Yes.
It's nice to have that. So let's let that dry. Mike, were there more questions? Yeah, Betsy, I think, is going to that. I know a few people that are going.
Ooh, I hope so.
Diana asked about how your die cuts are staying put. We talked a little bit about it, but do you want to talk about it a bit more?
Sure. I have a couple of waffle flower sticky mats. And so this is pretty much a huge clear photopolymer stamp is some it's an ingenious idea. So
Yeah.
my little die cuts will just stick down to it. And what I like to do is, because I'm a twister and a turner, it comes with two like backings, like acetate backings. I leave the back side on, and then I can kind of spin it and use it and get into little nooks and crannies and angles and things. And
Yep.
then I peel the front off and then, store it back in. But comes in many different sizes depending on your needs. And I just love these things.
I agree. I think some sort of sticky mat has become like a staple, in our craft room because it's so helpful with holding things while you color them, like you're doing, while you ink them, but
Yes.
also for holding stencils, like I was doing before. It just makes it so much easier instead of using all that tape. And I
Right.
find mine gets stickier over time. I don't know why, but I find
Richard's here.
it just seems to work. Oh, hi, Richard.
Can you
Good to see you. Sorry,
Can you
go
still
ahead.
hear me, Emily? Okay, good. Oh,
Yep.
no, I'm just making sure she can still hear me. I think my little earbuds are starting to run down. But between
Yes, 'cause
things like this and like tools like the Misty, I don't know what we ever did without some of these ingenious tools that we're so lucky to have.
I agree. So it's funny because Kathy Zilski, she came into stamping after the Misty was available. So she
Right.
doesn't know what we had to suffer through back then with without the Misty, right? And like,
Right.
you have no idea how hard it was to.
I remember you aiming really carefully.
Oh yeah, you have to get your head above it and try to aim. Some people can still do it. I cannot rogue stamp. Those days have
No.
long been gone. But I remember when Ileana sent me a prototype of the Misty, and I was like, just blown away. Absolutely blown
What
away
is
by
this magic?
it.
Yes.
It is magic. It is definitely magic. I need to get some more of these guys here. I'm going to mix them. So these, I don't know what these are called. Let's see. These are the North Pole Pearl stickers.
Yes.
I'll put one of these on here. No, 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 no. Yeah, no. See, I overthink everything. Do you overthink things?
I know, every time. And the embellishments is the hardest part for me, or they are
It's
the hardest part
crazy.
for me. Like I can get everything else pretty much the way that I want it, and I way overthink all the little
It's crazy.
gems and all the little things.
Spend all the time on it. I don't know. But I think that's part of the fun. Maybe? Is that part of
That's
it?
true.
I think for some
Yes.
people it is. For some people, it like overthinking. The only place that overthinking is fun is in crafting. That's what I've discovered. So what you got going? What do you have all of your little flowers assembled?
Let's see here. Can you trade me? Can you hear me
her
still?
headphones died. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. We're having difficulty.
okay.
Emily's going to trade me.
It's because I go too long. That's my fault. We're almost done.
That's okay. Can you?
So I'm just adding some white gel pen detail to the leaves. And I don't know. I like to do this sometimes. But you saw that inking these letters was pretty quick to do. And I find it best to do the die cutting first. I did skip a layer in here, but that's okay. You don't have to always do the layers. All right. So I ink that, light those. So I have different variations here. I'm not sure. I think I actually like the lighter version better. This is Simon Says Stamp Fog cardstock. You can see the impression the die makes. And then on the silver, that impression just shows up more. I think I like the lighter gray better, but you never know until you make it, right? Yeah.
That's right. Can you get it?
Why is it that white gel pens have to be moody? Moody gel pens. Okay. Hey, Mike, are there more questions? So this one is the fancy fall layering frames. And there's the two versions, and I used the Noel with it. Here we go. Okay, white gel pens. Here's the thing. I have found, somebody asked about white gel pens. I have found a mix. Like I've tried everything. I have so many different versions here that, you know, they run dry. The best thing I've found to do is to go slow. I have here, this is the Arteza. I've found luck with that. I just use the Uniball. A lot of people have success with this Posca because I think it's like a more of a paint pen. It's like a paint pen tip where you have to shake it and press it down. But that also works. Here's the thing. I think all white gel pens are moody. I think they're like little toddlers who are hungry. They're just moody. That's what I think.
Yeah, we'll make it work.
Okay. So there we go. There's those. Can you hear me now or no?
I can hear you, but
Okay.
I'm on it. We may get a little bit of an echo because unfortunately my little AirPod, I call them ear pods, and my kids laugh at me. But
Yeah, well,
little,
that's what they do.
I know. I'm old, but they have pooped out.
Okay, so what are your tips for arranging? Look at you just arrange so fast. What are your tips for arranging?
Sounds fine. Tips for arranging. Mainly, I kind of try to say I'm not going to use every flower that I inked or put together. So I've already set some aside. You don't have to use them all. You kind of want to do like a visual triangle, maybe spread out. I like to spread out your colors. So this piece of greenery and this one here is the same shade. And I could even go so far as to move the same shade away from the leaves that I have here. And it just depends. You just kind of play with it. And I'm kind of like the looser, the better.
Yeah.
You know, a little bit loose, a little bit more organic looking. It tends to, I tend to like it better. But I would probably do something like this and then add a pretty, Merry Christmas. This could even go for a winter birthday card. If you know somebody that has, a December birthday or a January birthday, it would be beautiful. But, yeah, that's and I love to go ahead.
I like the sprig sticking out. I like that.
Yeah, I do too.
That's pretty. All right. So she's going to glue that together. And remember, I will post pictures of all these. Somebody asked how long the free gift code is good. I think it's till it runs out. Is that right?
I know Lisa, she can put it in the chat, and I'll have her text Emily as well. That way we know. I want to make sure that everybody knows exactly.
Okay. Now there's one more thing I was playing with before we went live. This is, because again, it's just putting things together makes me so happy. I have the Fireplace, which is like the basic that you came out with a long time ago, and you've come out with different theme add-ons. And you can see this is the Fireplace here, and there's the layering guide, and you create just like a basic fireplace. But then since then, you've come out with like a Halloween one, and now you have a holiday one. And this holiday add-on, although it's meant to go with the fireplace to like put garland on the mantle and stockings and such, it also has a great layering holiday tree. And I love the garland. So just like all the rest of them today, I made that little flap, and I used one of the pattern papers in the background. And look at all the layers on that tree and the impression that the dies make. And another thing I've noticed about Honeybee layering dies that I really appreciate, hopefully this will make sense. So this die is the base, and this die layers on top, and this die layers on top of that, and then there's one more. And what's cool about what they do, I need a magnet, hang on. These all layer together. What's cool is I know where that this one goes on top of here because the details are just down here. This is all solid, so that means something has to go on top of the solid, and it's that one. So you can see where it lines up. Now these are easy because you're lining up the top. But with the holly arrangement that was around the reindeer's neck earlier, it makes it easier to know where you're putting, where to put the leaves. They have, if it's got that detail on it, that means that part's showing. If it's got solid area, that means you've got the next layer goes on top of that. And I think that's helpful in putting layers together. So this is the tree from the Fireplace add-on. And look at this. Droop, droop. Look at those that garland. That's one piece I cut from glitter paper. Is there a stencil for the Fireplace?
So
I don't think there's a stencil for the Fireplace, but the die does the brick details. So let me show you. Can you see the brick details? I haven't assembled this yet, but there are details in it. So while you finish your card there, I'm gonna just glue some things together that I was playing with before we went live.
I'm taking this pretty kind of it's almost like a hand lettered look or a hand script look. And this is from Sending Christmas Joy. Now this stamp set was drawn by Kelley Taylor.
Kelley,
and Kelley is known for her beautiful florals, and she's done this kind of winter bouquet, has beautiful sentiments in it, and it's got a little bit of a postage feel to it if you wanted it to be the big bouquet, and the postage stamp frame they're not connected, so you could use it without, make it look like maybe a postage stamp. But I just love the sentiments here. And so I'm just going to take this Merry Christmas. I think it's going to be pretty with the little florals, and then add that on to that card.
What was the name of that set? Do you know?
It is called Sending Christmas Joy. Let me put it back up here.
There we go.
And so this set was drawn by Kelley Taylor, and then the floral Noel set that you did the beautiful stenciling and cards with earlier, that was done by Dawn Holslegel.
No way, it is?
Yes.
I didn't. Okay, no wonder I was drawn to it, because Dawn is, oh gosh, that girl's got talent. She was the one who owned W+9. Oh, she's so good. Yes. No wonder. Yeah, I like her stuff a lot. And she's pretty.
Yeah, very clever.
And she's talented. She's one of those. So is Kelley. She's one of those. Dawn is so sweet, so kind. She's a little bit like me. Well, Kelley and Dawn both, and they wouldn't mind me saying this. They're a little bit of a hot mess like me. We're a little bit crazy in our design meetings and things, and Lisa and Melissa just tolerate us and put up with us, but you know. Look at all these details. Look at the details around the fireplace. So pretty. Yeah, Kelley and Dawn, you get those two together. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
There's some laughing going on. They are very funny. I didn't get the glue in the right place. Let's put it right along this. So this is this base here is just the regular fireplace. And there's logs that go in there too. But I'm now going to add some of the Christmas add-on or the holiday add-on. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. So you die cut your
Yes, and
sentiment and added it on?
I die cut my. I haven't glued it yet. I'm looking for. I have a fireplace, that I'll have to dig out here in just a minute, but that I made a little bit holiday-esque
Oh
with
my
the
gosh.
little Santas.
Okay, you gotta tell me what I should do. Should I add Santa in here, hanging out of the fireplace?
For sure, we need a Santa. Oh,
or the
I don't know
fire?
if we need to burn his little bum though.
No,
But
no, we're doing
Santa
or.
for
There's
sure.
no and option. So we're gonna go with Santa instead. So Santa can hang out of the fireplace or the flames, but we can't do both. I think I'll do the Santa. I think you're right. I'm gonna cut another layer here. By the way, one of the things I do, because I can't get my fingernail under the magnets, I use a magnet for my desk to pick up dies. That's just,
Oh, how smart
anybody
is
has that. Do you have the glass board? You need a glass board, man. They're easy to work on.
I
Very
need a
easy to
glass board.
They're wonderful.
Oops.
That is so beautiful. Do you know what color cardstock? What is that color cardstock that you used in the background? Do you know?
This
By any
polka
chance?
dot.
Oh, is it polka dot? Oh, it is. So
Yeah,
that's
that-
from the freebie.
That's from their previous. And
Ah.
there's some more tradition. I shouldn't say traditional. There's more. Well, I will say traditional greens, but then there's some kind of like almost a little bit more moody colors. And
Yeah,
so,
like-
and the same with like the reds and the pinks, where you're going to get a little
Gotcha.
bit more traditional towards the front, and then you're going to get, go into like the more lipstick pink and even like a baby pink. So it's a really great
I agree.
I love it for the basics.
Look at Santa hanging out. Oh my gosh.
That is so stinking cute.
So these are a lot of just gluing things together. There's a rocking chair here, and you can put a pillow in the rocking chair. Let me put a base on or a little, what do you call this? Stand for my tree, I guess you would call it. There is a trunk for the tree, but I'm just putting it low on here. Ah, this is fun. Now there's stockings. There's a few different stocking options. There's even a nail die. Yeah, you know what would be fun? I agree. I've thought about making it so he swings in here, but
Yes.
there's got to be something fun that you can do with that. Put a few stockings on here. There is a little nail, but I didn't. Gosh, that's beautiful.
Put a dog bark in it.
Thank you. Let me see if
Mike
I
said
can
you
find-
need. Mike said that for the van, you need a dog
Yes.
die to hang out the window of the van.
For sure. We definitely need a dog. And then on my little, of course, there's the gorgeous plaid like wallpaper back here. But
Oh,
here's
look at that.
a look at the little stockings when they're all cut, and the little Santa's sack, and the little wreaths, and you could really just decorate it, however you wanted to up there with.
That is so cute. That wallpaper's
Yes.
fun.
Isn't
I was
that fun?
thinking about making this like a shaped thing. I don't know. We'll see. There's this little, what do you call this? I don't know what this is called. That would go in the thingy?
That I'm gonna call it the fire log keeper inner. I'm not for sure.
Keeper inner.
Keeps all
Okay.
yes.
So we could put that on there. There's also logs we can put in the fireplace, even though we're not putting a flame under Santa's rear. There's Santa's
Right.
bag. I think I'm gonna do, let's see here. I think I'm gonna make this hang off the edge. I'm gonna make this a shaped
Ooh.
card. I'm gonna try something heavy on that. And then the rocking chair over here. There's a pillow. Look at the details in the pillow. So cute.
Isn't that
I
cute?
think I'm gonna skip the pillow. I'll just we'll see how this goes. What time is it? Oh, we're almost to the 2 hour mark. Do you ever go
Oh,
live this long?
I do
I bet you
not.
don't. Yeah.
You're a master.
No, I don't know that that's the word for it. I don't know that
Hey,
that's the
when we
word for it.
well, you get crafty and you're having fun, and there you go.
And I've got some presents here. Maybe I'll put the present. I think I'm gonna put the presents under the tree instead of Santa's bag. We'll pretend he's got his bag with him.
There you go.
Aren't these cute? Now hold on, isn't the rocking chair adorable? So you could use like the rocking chair by itself. I used the tree on that other card. This card is the tree from the Fireplace set, but I used it on its own.
Yes.
And then look at this, look at the present. It even has embossed polka dots on it. The die does that. So clever. I'll put this guy here. Whoop. All right. Did you get yours done? You're so
I did.
fast.
I think I
Oh.
and you mentioned all the little bits and pieces and you used the
Yes.
tree on a card by itself. That's one of the things that I love about our die sets is, looking at them in the package, they look large and a little bit intimidating. But when you break them down and think about all the different ways that you can use those, and you don't have to put them all
Yep.
on one card, just like in my little floral card that I did. I didn't use, every flower or every piece of greenery. I just kind of picked and choose what I wanted to use and do it that way. And I love all the little bits and bobs exactly just
Oh,
like that because you can use it or not, or you can use the tree on something else or your little holiday tags.
I like that you all include the details if you want to use them, but you don't. Like, for
Yeah.
example, the flame, see how there's little sparks coming off? Here are the little sparks that the die makes. See them? But you don't need to use them. Now, me, that's my
No.
jam. I like those
Yes.
details, but not everybody does. And like this is really detailed. You don't have to use it if you don't want to. And there's lots of little details for like the mantle and stuff. Isn't that fun? So I need to
Yes.
make a card base for this.
Yes.
Yeah, I sometimes I need to try to make Santa like hang in there, like wiggling a bit, so he's not stuck.
Wiggling.
We don't need a
So
stuck
cute.
Santa. All right, let's see. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna create a little card base, and then I want you to show us your card again.
Okay.
All right. So this is a folded card again, so I'm gonna do that shaped card trick that I've done a lot today. Mike, were there more questions while I put the card base on this? Okay. When you make cards with the card flap on the front of your tags, does the card also open regularly? Yes. So like here, this has that decorative opening. Like this is just just like a bonus in there, but then it still opens normal. But you don't have to. You could make it so this is where the personal message is and there's just a solid panel. But by adding this, you can also put it on display better. But it's totally up to you. All right, I got some fuzzies here. All right, so can you walk us through your final card and show us it up? Show us real close. I want to see it again.
Okay. So I have used some of our layering frames, and this set just happens to be called the Decorative Star Layering Frame Set. So I've just used a couple of the layers from that, a couple of the dies. Now all of the florals, even the greenery, are from the Lovely Layers mini holiday floral set. And you could use all poinsettias, you could do all the anemones, you could do all of whatever this pretty little flower is. And I've just done one of the little greenery pieces of each and kind of spread them out. But just started with white cardstock. And so we've got, one red was used, only one pink, one brown, a couple of greens, but I try to stretch my inks out just by the intensity in which I apply it to the paper, and then just make a little loose flower bundle and add
That is
a pretty
beautiful.
sentiment, and then you're good to go.
That's gorgeous.
And the little gems that I added for the center of the
Yeah.
poinsettia, those are from their little freebie gem pack.
So the
well.
the gems that you used and the pattern paper used on the background, that dot paper, are both the freebies with any order, right?
Yes, yes.
Awesome. That's beautiful.
Thank
And
you.
that flower up at the top, what color was that? That's the white. Was that just white cardstock?
It started out, they all started out as white. Now
Right,
this one,
right.
it's a little hard to see off of the background, but I didn't want it just
tiny?
stark white, so I used a little
Yeah.
bit of lost shadow on
Yeah.
this one, just to
Perfect.
give it a little bit of a tint.
Okay.
And then the rest are pinks and reds and fun holiday colors.
That is beautiful. Beautiful.
Thank you.
And here we have, I got my little shaped guy here. Let me open him. So he opens.
So cute.
So I probably would stamp something right there, but he'll stand up now. And you could have just glued that all, like this will fit in an envelope still. You could just glue it onto a regular card base.
Right.
Like that. That's a regular size
I
card base.
like the shape.
And you could, you know what this would be cute with is wallpaper from in here. Like that would be cute.
Yep.
Or the pink. Or
pink.
even the red. These are fun. Oh, I like the gray too. That would be nice. That would be my jam. Those
That
are
is pretty.
nice soft gray stripes. That'd be pretty for the fireplace too. And it has all those little brick details in it too. And you could use, if you wanted stronger brick details, you could use that brick embossing folder that I showed earlier that we used on the background of this. You could even make it more bricky, I guess.
More
if you use
bricky.
that on the piece before you assembled it. Yeah, we have some official terms here, don't we?
We
So
do.
there we go.
I'm very official. I got a question. It says,
Yep.
what are your favorite red and green inks for Christmas? I love lumberjack plaid in oxides, and that's mainly what I use are distress oxides. I love lumberjack plaid is a great just red. My favorite pink, because you can kind of make it go different directions, is saltwater taffy.
Okay.
Because it does have a little bit of a coral look to it, but depending on how you play with it, you can get it to look like different shades of pink. And that's what I used on the little poinsettia. And then my favorite all-time green is Rustic Wilderness, because again, you can get it to go from really, really deep and rich all the way down into something that looks almost like a twisted citron, like that really citrus green, just by the intensity that you add it to your paper and the amount of ink that you add.
And those two were later additions to his collection, and it's kind of like, how did we ever? Well, the Rustic Wilderness and the Lumberjack Plaid. It's kind of,
Yes,
they were missing, and we didn't know they were missing until we had them.
we didn't even. And he's a magician and does us that way. Where I think, oh, I don't need the newest one, and then I try it, and of course, I'm like, yeah, we really did need the new one.
I like your saltwater taffy mixed in there too. That was pretty.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, that was fun. We were.
was
I
fun.
apologize. I'm all over the place, but it was nice because you had so many samples, and so we could see so many different ideas in one video, which I think makes it worth the 2 hours, right?
It's fun, and I get to hang out with you and craft. And even though we hang out together sometimes and we're crafting, this was fun. This was so fun. And yeah, thank you for having us.
And sometime
it was a good time.
we'll have to go live again where we just focus on making something and do some more with the techniques and such. I just really wanted to show a lot of examples today because I was playing with them and made so many cards, just having fun with it. So it was nice.
It was fun. And thank you for showing so many things. It was a really cool release. We're really excited and proud of it. So thank you.
It's great because it's unique. It's very like a more traditional, nostalgic, classic look. And I just love it. So if you are just popping in the description below, there is a link that will take you to thumbnails of everything we talked about. And it also has in the description below and on that page how to get a free gift with 2 free gifts with any order. And that's exclusive to my viewers here. And then also if you spend $100, you get a free die set and free US shipping. So all that while supplies last and all that, but it's all in the description below. So I appreciate you guys doing that for us. That was very generous.
Thank you. And I want to tell all of your friends here that if you ever have a question, anything Honeybee Stamps, I do all of our customer care. So I do all of our emails and phone calls. And so if you ever need anything, you can email customercare@honeybeestamps.com and you'll get me. And I'll be able to help you out. So if you'll say, hey, I'm one of Jennifer's friends. I saw this. I have a question about that. I'll know exactly what you're talking about and I'll be able to help you and happy to help you.
Okay, now and tell everybody when you're live. Because you go live a lot and you always make cards, right?
Yes, yes. We are live on Mondays and Wednesdays at 7 Central. And it's on the Honeybee Stamps YouTube channel.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Yeah, and
well,
we're excited.
Thank you.
And thank you. Yeah, and thank you for bringing up our event, our 10-year anniversary event. We're super excited about that. So we would love to see all of our friends and new friends there. And thank you.
I'm tempted to go hang out. I'm tempted.
I'm going to twist your arm. I'm going to twist
One of my
your
local
arm
friends is going. Betsy's going. My friend, you're friends with Betsy too. And so
yes.
I really should. I'm thinking about it.
We need to get you up in Oregon and we're going to have a great time. So we'd love to have you.
I bet the classes will be great. Well, thank you again. I love you and I'm so glad you're here. And thank you to Melissa and Lisa also. If you, contact Kelley if you have any questions about honeybee stuff. And I will put these pictures up on my blog probably this weekend because as Kelley knows, after you go live, you hit a wall. You have tons of energy, but you hit a wall. It's the weirdest feeling ever.
It is the weirdest.
Step away.
It's the adrenaline. You pumped, and then you crash.
Yeah, but you are done. You're exhausted. But if you try to go to sleep, your mind's going too fast. So it's the craziest
It's the weirdest thing, but it happens. Yep.
Well, I hope you'll come back, and we shared a lot today. That was fun. I appreciate it so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I had a fun time, and I hope that you'll have us back someday. That would be awesome.
Of course. I want to go on your channel too. I want to go on No Makeup Monday and scare everybody.
For sure. We need to do No Makeup Monday pajama party, and then all of our peeps would be totally into that. Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Kelley. Thank you, Honeybee. And I will see you. I'm actually live tomorrow at 3 also. I'm live tomorrow 3 again. Yeah. Well, this one was pushed back. So 2 in a row. Hey, go big or go home.
We made it. Thank you for making it work. We appreciate it.
All right. Well, I'll see you all tomorrow. And until then, have a good night. Thank you.